All right, good morning. This is your weather briefings storm scoop update. I am meteorologist Steve Krasinowski. It is Friday, August 14th, and let's jump into some Friday weather. I'm going to talk about the pattern a little bit and also the tropics. So let's jump in. So the Pacific has evolved as per the discussion we've had a couple weeks ago. It's dropped in from central Russia. The East Pacific Ridge now builds sharply while being converged upon from the west. There's a pipeline of disturbances entering the North America coast. Polar flow will dive southward into the lower 48, and everything slowly shifts eastward, which is nice. So we're going to talk a little more about that process. So with the Atlantic all boxed up in top to bottom, and the Russia to East Asia to North Pacific to North America surge complete, so it's all come here now. We're cramming everything into a slowing atmosphere. Everything wants to spin up, and the cooling source is tapping in from the Arctic and Canada and diving southward, and it's now open. So the pathway is there. Once this thing rolls in here and out, we'll have a greater variability of the weather. So, like I said yesterday, a lot more troughs and fronts with cooler temps and rainfall, along with more short-lived warm spells. Again, nothing too hot, and modest tumbling of the ridges, followed by more troughs and fronts. So, peak summer just went to late summer. So that 24-hour temperature change map shows the renewed variability that we're talking about. So you start here at WO. The long-standing deep summer run is exiting. It's been very hot there. You can look at the colder shots, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you can see how those are stepping down in the blue. They're your shots of cold air. And your W's here. Those are your tumbling ridges and the short-lived warm-ups. But again, nothing too major. Note the shift in trajectory from the southwest to northeast over our region. All over to the northwest, west, northwest to southeast. So you can just see how even the shifting of the variability of the climates in more sense. So you'll see those changes in cooling and warming periodically the next couple of weeks, ultimately ending up in our fall systems. So you can see here the northwest Atlantic is pretty blocked up. Notice everything wants to spin up now. Could see a rogue named storm from events such as these as well this season. Quick hybrid to tropical transitions. If you remember, we were showing you a storm yesterday off the Carolina coast. That sort of thing can quickly become a tropical name system. So again, just things you want to make sure we keep an eye on. And here you have a strong west-southwest dig across North Africa. The start of the saturation of the tropics begins. You can see that there are multiple disturbances along the way off of Africa. This is for the tropics. And there's very little in terms of dust to inhibit some of that growth. And I don't know if I showed this yesterday, but this is the temperatures right now of the Atlantic. And it's pretty stewy in the Gulf, and even along the East Coast, it's gotten pretty warm. So if that storm off the coast here is sitting there, it has definitely fuel to grow. It's important. Josephine, we're going to change this one moment. She's no longer a tropical. Actually, no, this is correct. She is a tropical storm. She's no longer a depression. She is currently a tropical storm, 45-mile-per-hour winds, and is moving west at 45 miles an hour, west-northwest at 15 miles an hour. Apologies. Again, we're waiting to see what happens with the path, but if you even look at this update versus the previous update from yesterday, it's more of a curvature here, so it might be finding a weak path around the Bermuda High, and maybe the coast will escape. You've often found that I typically will choose a place of interest every so often, randomly, every couple of days. One of the major issues going on in The Northeast is a drought, specifically in Maine. A lot of the area is in a severe drought, especially up north, or a significant or moderate drought here. And then as you get a little bit lower, where they've received a little more in terms of thunderstorms, it gets a little more wet and just more what you consider dry. But I just wanted to highlight one area. Not too much rain on the way for that area, so they'll continue to need that rain and be looking for it. Anyway, that's it from me and Friday. I am meteorologist Steve Kuznowski with your Friday Weather Briefing Storm Scoop. Have a great weekend.